Hey guys, so today we are continuing with the with some losses, and I just wanted to showcase like how it's happening. So let's get started. So the trades went pretty harsh. Today was really harsh, and everything which I've taken are my would say are not going well, or I'm adjusting well. Let's see until the expiry ends and if I'm making profits. So ultimately, what's happening here is in Lupin. Today there was an unexpected news, which usually is like it can occur anytime the stock price can move, but this seems like a bullish move. So I've already told that there were shares which I had in Lupin which I'm holding, and then Lupin went down to 11%, some good percentage down, like 5% or 6% down, and then we had this news and which was let me where is that news? Anyway, so I have that news somewhere. Where is that? Yep, this one. So today morning I was seeing this. Lupin had this. They are tying up with a partnership with a Chinese-based firm for. Basically, this agreement is going to improve the market in Chinese market, and then Lupin is going to provide even medicines in China. So far they were good in US, but due to US FDA they have to look for other markets too. So that's where I'm looking, and so I went little bullish, and I managed this. It was a sudden move in Lupin. All of a sudden I was basically placing a 2 standard deviation trade, but now if you are seeing, I have 1 standard deviation in this and less than half in towards the downside. So I am expecting it to end within this range, but let's see. Stock market is not what I manage, and I'm not a market, I am just a follower. So here there were some changes. If I would have left the positions the same, I would have got zero out of it, but still we are managing and we have booked some profits. Tomorrow there might be some theta decay, and I can even uh, go go long if the market is moving up. And HDFC is straightforward. It is also like more than 2 standard deviation or something. Yes, this is 2 standard deviation and this is one. So just collecting some theta decay from here, and then this will help us in few losses in the other positions which we had this month. So basically this is a hedge, and this is also hedged positions for the holdings which we have already. So yeah, now coming to DLF, this is a real option trade for let's say 1 month, and so far it has been making huge losses. If you see the entire portfolio which we had, the growth which had a good growth, if not for DLF it would have been great. So far even last month I was saying something like this for Hero Motoko, and this month it is for DLF. So every month I am facing a huge problem with some or the other trade which I'm taking. Right now what I have done in let me go back here again. So if you see DLF right now, without these two positions, it looks like a triangle here and a triangle, which is a bullish triangle if you see, and a bullish straddle also, which is in the money for 420, and also bullish in terms of triangle. So it has to go up, bullish way, but we had so what I've done is I've taken debit here, that is already taken loss of 3000 odd or something amount over here, and given this up one lot. So buyer is making money here, but as a seller we are making money here, we are losing here a lot, and basically losing here because of the IV spike, which was actually the IV went below 46 once and again spiked up back because of the moves which DLF was doing. So what I have done here is, if you see, DLF had a sudden move, so I have kept a trigger. Once it crosses 410, I have to take a new entry of call. That is what I have done. And again, when it came back to that range, I took a 450 call position. So basically made something like this. If it's going to go down, we might have a good impact on the downside, but I am thinking to sell one more call if it's going down. Which call is a question. The call would be something around 450 again. So the positions might not be in a safe hands if it's like this, because basically it has been fluctuating a lot. If DLF is a risky trade in general, if you see, the volatility is huge. So my thing was, I wanted to stick to this volatility for some time. I have to get used to this volatility because I was not used to this earlier. So the main objective of this trade is, we are still bullish on DLF, but sudden downturn in this one has brought a view that it might tend to go down. But overall, if you see this up move which happened, that is not going down, that is still being sustained. If you are looking at this, so the position will be, the strong support will be at 370, and the strong resistance would be somewhere around 260 or 250, 240 zone. 440 zone is a proper resistance, and this one is a good support. So overall, if you're seeing in a weekly chart, it can look like it's in a downtrend, and if you're seeing same weekly chart, it's in a long-term uptrend. So there will be a huge decision which will be happening here. So the up move and down moves will be based on the result which we are going to get on the trade day. So this is the basic thing which I had to explain regarding the trade. Apart from this, there is nothing else apart from this. The only thing is, psychologically what happened is, this trade has drained me. So I've made morning I opened this trade here and I immediately exited it with a small loss of 82 rupees. But this matters, even 82 rupees, because if I have been in the same position, I would have made profits. But ultimately what I'm seeing is, today market opened down and suddenly it moved up. So there are some volatile moves which I have observed which were not so friendly for an option seller. So yeah, made losses with that. Now let me show you one thing which I have observed, which I didn't like in most of the other traders. Like yesterday I was asking someone who has faced some loss, what was their stop loss here. Okay, see this one, this trader. Okay, I am not against him or anything, but ultimately he says he's an MBA finance and PMBA, not SEBI registered, just documenting. Yeah, so he's documenting, right? He has posted profits here. This was yesterday. He has posted profits, and if you're seeing the price, I know the music will be there, but ultimately if you see the price, it is at 418. Today it should be somewhere at this price, right? 408. Where is that price? So I've asked him, okay, ठीक है, अच्छा manage किया है शायद. So I was asking him basically where is the stop loss? Where did you keep the stop loss? This guy is like, he didn't reply still. Sorry sir, didn't notice what happened in the last. Selling drag down, Nifty reality 2% close. Sorry to freaking panic. If yes, Shenzhen blah blah blah. Yes, probably. But he is not, I don't know what's he saying. Stop loss, I don't know where he has said, but ultimately he's going naked futures here. So if you're seeing, he's going naked futures here, and 3 positions in naked futures. So if anything goes down, it has to be there has to be a stop loss. So he might have lost, but this he won't tell, right? What I am trying to say here is, whoever is doing YouTube, don't believe them, because see this, he's only posting profits. How should you believe such a person? At least he should improve and post losses. See, everything is profits. This is what you are believing, people. I am so pissed off. Like, I've asked him, he didn't reply. It is fine, but still, see, everything he explains in charts. He's good at charts. Everything is good at charts. But he should book losses, right? Yesterday should be losses, but he is not posting that. The entire problem is he is only showing the positive side of the business. He's not showing the negative side of the business. So you shouldn't be trusting people like these in the market. I'm just so apart from that, I'll give a disclaimer which I wanted to give, and I want you to see also. I am not a stock market expert, first of all. To be frank, I am just a trader here. So I am Dilip Ray. I am Nifty Alpha Trader, and today was a frustrating day. And even I've seen all the people who don't post losses. There are people who posted losses. They're proud of their losses. Embrace your losses, people. If someone is a YouTuber, if someone is tweeting, if someone is posting on Instagram, it's only profits. You need to have some kind of mind to understand they're doing a fraud. No one will make profit on a extreme volatile day. They can make, and the psychology will be affected badly. I mean, even though if you are riding a horse, a wild horse also, you need to have, you can't ride you can ride a smooth horse, you can't ride a wild horse anytime. These heroes are not cowboys, okay? They are normal people, and they will also have losses. Only gods will not have losses. These people are not God. So I'm saying, if someone is not posting losses, don't see his videos. Even my videos, don't see if I'm making profits, okay? The learning lessons will only come when I'm giving losses. The learning lessons won't come if I'm making profits. Why would they come? So profits will show you how to make profits, and losses will show you how to get rid of losses in the future. That is the reason I'm making this video, so I can realize like why I'm making this losses, why I have made this losses. Again, I'll clearly show in the chart. So if you're seeing the yesterday's trade, I'll explain yesterday's trade again. What's happening here? Yesterday's trade, this happened, okay? This kind of move is unexpected anytime. At the end of the day, that too, the market was moving well, so I was actually holding this position as a CE position. So all of a sudden there was a down move, and this move was extremely volatile. And usually if you see volume, see with this huge volume also, it was not so down as this one, right? It was all of a sudden down only because of one reason, that entire Nifty went down and it dragged even DLF with it. So I don't have any regret of losing or winning in this trade, leave it off. But now, as it is picking up, I have to have a fresh mindset and think that earlier my decision was long, because of fundamentally the stock will be doing good only because of tiles and other industries are doing better, and the reports are also good. In a long term trend, if you are seeing this, it is also good. It is on the position, it is taking support. Now if it is taking support here, it should the next line, if it's going up, if it's breaking this, it has to go somewhere up here. But now, because of the immediate short trend which it has created, this will act as a resistance, and it has to be in this zone for some time, at least like 3 to 4 days. It has to be in this zone. This is 2 hour chart. If I'm going to daily chart, see, since it fell here, it should be in this again. If you're seeing this normal things here, it fell down, it went up till here, it didn't reach immediately, it crossed this level and zoom. But here if you're seeing, this is a bearish engulfing, it engulfed here and it remained some period and it went here, also the same engulfing, but here it went much further and much faster. But if you're seeing, this was a good long-term support, long-term resistance, and this resistance acted here, it was down, it broke it, again it went. So my view was always bullish on DLF. It went down, I have hedged it enough, I've covered it, and I'm still holding the losses. If it's going up, what should I do? If it's going up again, because I was initial view was bullish, what should I do is I should hold this position like this, right? And if it's still, even after this move, it is zoom again, what should I do? I should basically keep selling one more extra call put, right, at that time. I should be against my own views which I've created yesterday. So I've collected 3000 loss for just that reason, that if it is zooming again, I would be losing this capital. And why did I create this? Is to hedge this position. So what would I probably do if it's going up is, what I should be doing if it's going up is, I'm creating this position, I should be exiting with some theta decay here, right? If it's going all of a sudden up, I'll exit only this position. I will hold this position until 420 is reached. After 420 is reached, I will buy some futures or something else. But ultimately, the position is always, this position looks risky. In the end, this position is risky. But if you're seeing the reward which might come out of this, right now if it is remaining in this zone, let's say if it is remaining in this zone and beating around the bush and coming at this March end tak yahi ruka, that means I'll be making good amount of profits. Because if you're seeing Nifty also looks the same way, that is, it was down today and DLF is up. So until I am seeing, this DLF yesterday it respected market so well and today it didn't respect, right? So overall reality, let's see reality, Nifty reality. See, reality also had a good support, Ichimoku support, and then this mean line, it is respecting this and it has taken support there. But what this Ichimoku suggests, let me say here, the previous clouds, if you are seeing, right? So whenever you are seeing this conversion, so see it has turned, when we were here, this cloud will be formed in advance. So if you are seeing here, this is basically indicating that there will be a consolidation. So the cloud, if it's giving a good space, this is my Ichimoku, it is not actual Ichimoku. So there should be a huge gap when it is going up. So if you see here, it is down again and then it has taken a support and it's going up. So what is a good point of entry? This one. If you are seeing again, what would be the good point of entry? Once it is going up this level, it has taken this level, this would be a great point of entry. But if you are seeing even the trend line, so this area is a crucial area. In Nifty reality, this has to be respected. But I am not sure, because let's draw a trend line on the recent one. So this stops, we'll touch. If this is crossing again, that is when you have to be either shorting or longing if it breaks. But you have to wait until it breaks with a good volume. So here, if you see Lupin, what happened today? Why did I make a wrong decision on Lupin is, if you are seeing 5 minutes chart, right? It was consolidating here. If you see this Ichimoku in even minutes chart, if you are seeing, it has been consolidating, it will show here somewhere. So now it shows that it can consolidate, but this indicates basically the movement would be wild again. This cloud indicates that it would be still bullish. So what you can do is, in a 5 minute chart, you can take another entry when it is here and it would be a good entry. But until then, what we have to do is wait for 2 hours chart and see this chart. Now this Ichimoku explains clearly. See this volatility. So you shouldn't be trading this. This is sending a confusing signal that it can be bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. This is a huge volatility which is in Lupin. This up and downs which you are observing. This happened even yesterday, I guess, with the fall. But this were huge falls which happened earlier. Right, compared to this falls, the DLF fall was nothing. But if you see, this is an entire consolidation area. It needs some time, so we have to give that time to it. So Lupin has to cross this level, then it also has a probability to grow immensely and very well defined. But right now, if you're seeing long-term Ichimoku, it has turned green. It is giving us a good signal of entry in the trend. So it is basically signaling that the downtrend is over. Now there will be a good uptrend. So that is what the Ichimoku suggests. So we can take a good entry here in these positions right now. Now why should you follow Ichimoku, or why would someone follow Ichimoku is generally you have to understand the basis of Ichimoku and basis of moving averages. What moving averages, and first what is moving averages? Moving averages are basically, you are combining the previous candles and identifying the average of that value. So if you are seeing this one in this Ichimoku, what it is basically taking is, it is taking input of close or high or whatever, but it is basically taking a range of these numbers, an average of these numbers, let's say high and close, and it is forming a line, smooth line. So this Ichimoku, this line, the baseline is basically, this is 50 average. So it is above 50 average, and even the 20 EMA. So this is EMA. Basically EMA is the calculation not just of moving averages but the near term moving averages. So you combine that and exponentially add them with the new one. So the new ones play more importance than the old ones. So the much powerful thing is EMA. In EMA there is this one, the baseline which you're seeing, black line, is a 50 moving average, and the other moving average, which is a conversion line, is 14 moving average. So why 50 and why 14? Why they play more role is because basically 14 means 2 weeks, 2 weekly sessions. That is, it almost covers, let's say, 3 sessions, the previous session. So I can basically change this to 15 also, because that might play a much important role than 14 if you are seeing. And where do you see that line? You are seeing somewhere here. Ichimoku should always be seen in daily chart. It doesn't really play a good role in minute or 5-minute chart, but it also plays a role there, but not so great as daily chart. Ultimately, what moving averages means is, first, moving averages are the combination of the previous 20 or 50. So it combines them and gives you an average figure right now. So EMA is basically, it takes the importance of the last one and then combines it with all the 50 which are behind it, and then gives us this line. So this line says that the present price is above the average of all the 50 candles which were forming previously, and also this position is also better than the EMA. That is, right now the price is better than all the previous prices. So that is what base EMA stands for. Now what does this one stand? The baseline, this is baseline, the conversion line, which is in small dots. If you can't see, I will show you. I will also keep a dark line in here. I'll change this to crosses. Keep it as thick lines. Yes, and dots only, or circles. If you can find the circles, right, dots. So what this indicates is this line is a new moving average. So this has, so the latest 14, 15 15 moving averages, that is last 15 ones, were performing better than the last 50. That is what is moving averages, crossover. Simply understand it as this: the new 14 is better than the past 50, right? Then that means this is in, basically this means the trend is up. If you don't know how the trend is up, you just have to see this crossover. If the crossover is indicating that the new trend is also up and the old trend is also up, it is up. So this is basically moving average crossover. But what is this cloud now? The cloud is basically the combination of this newly formed ones and the it is basically, let's say, 100 or more than that or odd of that. It is basically a standard deviation of the moving averages. So the standard deviation of the moving averages give us the baseline. So if you see Ichimoku formula of you have to see that, then you will understand that this cloud is being formed in future. That gives us the clear idea कि यहाँ पर baseline होना वाला है. So what ultimately this is it doesn't predict that price is going here and this will be the greatest support. It will be a good support, but the first initial support will be here, that is in Ichimoku 1, that is the baseline is the strongest support. The second support will be here. So if it goes here and stops here. So if you see in every place, right? So in a daily chart, if you're seeing, see, this has been a support. Once this has broken this line, it went down, it settled here, it couldn't sustain this, right? It broke this line, and this was the last support which it was taking in. The cloud, if you're seeing this day, this might be the picture, but this is the present day picture. But ultimately it took some support here and then again went up this line, and then finally everything, if basically what they say is, if it is within this cloud, don't trade on that day. That's what they say. That's why, because it might break down any time, like this what happened here. That can happen anytime. So it is right now, it is not in cloud. So this is a clear indication कि अभी trade करने का दिन आ गया. Now another thing where it is important is, so again, what do this suggest? Indicators. If you don't use indicators also, you can basically form a formula कि अभी हो गया है, and you can take an entry here. This is basically once you practice, your gut feelings will tell you where to take and where not to take. That is basically, you get that by some practice. You don't even have to do Ichimoku that time. But Ichimoku is basically giving you a good confirmation that it exists or something like that. Now coming to the next one would be, cloud is a little hard concept to explain, but ultimately you shouldn't take entry. Let's see DLF ये rule follow कर रहा है या नहीं, what we are doing is wrong or right. So DLF also is suggesting something like this. It was in a cloud for some time. It was going down. So people should take a downtrend over here because it moved in downtrend. They should take a bearish view here. But ultimately what happened is, immediately once it crossed this line and inside the cloud, and it also broke the inside cloud, this means it is clearly saying that it doesn't want to go down. And even here it's taking a base. Now this is a good support. So if you're seeing here, this is a good support, but the support is within the cloud, which is also negative factor. So it has to, this line, the baseline should not be in the cloud. This means it can either be bearish or bullish right now. But once I am basically bullish right now based on 3 perspectives, but this same effect which happened in Lupin also can happen here in DLF. It can happen much worse, that it can drop out. Like if you are seeing here, right? Let me show you the previous examples. of the same thing. If you see, this is a volatile trades. This was in a rabbit market all the time. It was we'll say kangaroo market because it goes up, it goes down, goes up, goes down. This is mostly how the market looks like. So if you're seeing here, so drastic moves, right? Down, down, down. So this again, if you're seeing down, 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 down. But ultimately, if you see Ichimoku with this, so there were no good entries which we had here because it was below cloud, which we had an entry here, and then it rolled till here and then exit here, something like this. But ultimately what these indicates are basically the price has changed now. So here it was better than the previous averages. This is what it means. This was the previous averages and now the price is much better than this previous averages. So I'll take this as a support and go up. And once it's in a good range, like the previous support is touching here, it reached that point. Again, it acted as a good support and it came down. So if you're seeing the market overall trend of how DLF, it has always been like this. It went up and it came down. It didn't give a lot of time. So it suddenly hit. It was almost down. Let's say these days it was almost down by 14% minus. So that can also be a scenario which we might be facing in this trade which we have taken. But if it is not, if it is such risky as that, then we can exit with a good loss. So I am saying that there can be a loss here, but ultimately I am bullish because of the fundamentals of the entire market right now. So let's see if that plays a good role. Whew. Done with the trade for today and done with my session for today. I've explained my trades and I've also explained about Ichimoku, what I'm following right now. But ultimately what you have to see is for yourself and try out all your strategies. I have explained moving averages because it's basically so common to understand and easy to understand than other things. But usually in a fundamental stock, you don't have to look into this until you're a trader. You shouldn't be looking at indicators. Even traders can be a fundamental traders, and also the traders can be a technical traders. I do first fundamentals and then technicals most probably, and sometimes more technicals than fundamentals. So I shift myself between these two pages. So let's see you tomorrow, where let's see how the trade goes and I'll explain more details on that later. See you. Bye.